Hey, this is Korean Einstein, and it's kind of late at night. It's like pretty late, and I figured why not try something a little bit different instead of talking about Kanye songs or Kendrick or Travis Scott. Why not dive into the world of superhero movies? And listen, I'm not saying I'm some, comic book expert talking about the accuracy from the movie to book to comic, whatever adaptation. I don't care if you think my opinion is wrong. It's just my opinion, okay? And this is what I like. What I like is what I like, and what I don't like is what I don't like. So we have like few different tiers. We have God tier, the perfect superhero movies. We got great. We got pretty good.
That's
It's
pretty
pretty good.
good.
We also have decent. It's just a decent movie. We have mid, which is like just average or just completely forgettable. We have bad, and then we have terrible, and then we have the never seen category. All right, so you know what? Let's just get started right away. We got Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, the first Ant-Man, it's decent. It's fine. Is it memorable at all? No, but you can still watch it and not hate yourself after. The second one is mid. It's forgettable. It was so forgettable that I did not have any motivation to even watch the third one. I didn't even see Quantumania because it looks like absolute garbage. Aquaman is, I want to say mid, just because I'm not the biggest fan of Aquaman. I mean, there are some, fun action scenes in this movie, but overall, I don't care. I don't really care about this movie. I know there's a cult following, but I don't care. Okay. What is this? Avengers Age of Ultron, and I want to go decent. It's a pretty decent movie, you know? It's not too bad. It's not the worst Marvel movie. It's just okay. Endgame though, Endgame is going in the great. Endgame is great. Great conclusion to the overall, you know, Marvel franchise. And maybe, just maybe, it should have ended here, but of course, Disney being the money milking machine, it just had to keep going. Infinity War, which is also great. I would say it's a step above Endgame just because Infinity War just had a lot more focus. I liked Thanos' character arc in the movie, and I think just the character moments in Infinity War were a lot stronger than in Endgame. Um, Never seen this one. The OG Batman. I mean, I have seen it, but it's been a long time. It's been, I think, uh, years. I think decades since I've seen this. Since I was a little boy, I'm gonna put this in the never seen, just because I don't want to, rate this movie without having seen it, you know, since I was a kid. However, Batman and Robin is terrible. This one I remember seeing, but it's terrible, but in a campy way. You know, Batman Begins, God tier. I don't care what you think. It's God tier. Okay, this movie has some of the best character moments from any Batman movie. It's the perfect origin story in my opinion. The only flaw with Batman Begins is some of the action is very unclear. I think Nolan was still getting used to filming action scenes, and a lot of that like hand hand combat and the fighting scenes aren't the most well shot, but everything else, the character moments, the story, everything else is phenomenal. What is this? Batman Forever. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie, and I don't really remember much of it. I want to put it in the never seen for now because, again, I don't want to rate it, prematurely. Mask of the Phantasm. This one's great. Great Batman movie. Batman Returns. Again, it's been a while. I haven't seen it in a long time. Batman versus Superman is terrible, but terrible for the wrong reasons. While Batman and Robin is like campy, goofy, terrible, Batman v Superman is just boring, terrible. Just complete garbage. And Birds of Prey, this one's bad. It's just so annoying. This movie is annoying. It's trying so hard to be this like hot topic, edgy, like Deadpool kind of humor, but it just comes off really obnoxious and annoying. And personally for me, it just did not work. Black Adam, didn't see it yet. Wakanda Forever. No, this is the original Black Panther. And here's my hot take, okay? I think Black Panther is mid. It's a mid movie. Okay, I think really the only positives in this movie are some of the costume and production design. And then I think the performance by Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman. But everything else about Black Panther is mid. The action is forgettable and terribly shot. The CGI, obviously, the memes about it, it's awful. Okay, for a big budget blockbuster, a lot of the visual effects here are just terrible. It's bad. There's only a few scenes where I can say, "Oh wow, that looks pretty good," and most of it is like the afterlife scenes where Chadwick Boseman's ancestors go to like die. Overall, man, and the story here is just so it's forgettable. Like, I don't care. It's just a average Marvel movie. In fact, it was so average that I watched like 5 minutes of Wakanda Forever, and I just turned it off because it was boring. Speaking of a female protagonist, I'm gonna go put Black Panther in never seen. And same with the Blade movies. I just haven't seen them yet. Although I do want to see the first Blade movie. It looks pretty fun. Blue Beetle also. I didn't watch it. I know it's in theaters right now, but I'd rather watch Oppenheimer again. Civil War. I want to put Civil War in God tier. Okay, this movie, this is the best Marvel movie, period. And you can say, oh, but the color palette is so gray and so bland. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, it actually adds to the aesthetic of the movie and the themes, in my opinion. And overall, the character moments are the strongest in Civil War. The performances by Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans as Captain America, and Sebastian Stan as Bucky. I think those three performances are phenomenal. I think this is the peak of Marvel. I think this and also Winter Soldier. These two are the peak. It's peak Marvel. You get the spy, like espionage thriller, the political thriller, and then you get this more like rivalry between these two groups. The Russo brothers really brought the Marvel cinematic universe to the next level with these two movies. I think personally they're both fantastic. First Avenger is mid. I mean, I think the ending was pretty cool, and it has some cool character moments, but overall, I'd rather just watch these two Captain Americas. Captain Marvel, I didn't watch it. Catwoman, one day I'll watch this movie, see how bad it is. Oh, this is the original Daredevil. Yeah, I didn't watch it. And same with the X-Men Phoenix, whatever this was. Again, I want to save my time. Alright. But we got here The Dark Knight Rises. And of course, I have to put this one in the great tier. Again, not as godly as these three, but still a really epic way to end off the Nolan trilogy. Deadpool. Now, this is going to be another hot take from me. Deadpool is decent. While it was during that time, it was definitely something special. But I think over time, this style of comedy just did not age well for me. Deadpool 2, while it has better action, it has better performances. I think it has a better villain. That novelty that was there back in 2016 was just kind of lost in as the years went by. So I'm gonna put Deadpool 2 in the mid category. Yeah, I haven't seen Deadpool 2 since it came out, and the first Deadpool, while it is good, it has some pretty fun moments. Again, I wouldn't call it like a great movie by any means. It's just a fun, decent, enjoyable time. Doctor Strange is the first one. Pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. And you know what? The second one, the Multiverse of Madness, it's also pretty good. I'd say they're almost equal. Matter of fact, I actually like the second one slightly more because of how crazy and unique and creative it is. Sam Raimi, the GOAT, the legend. But they're both around the same level of enjoyability for me. The first one definitely has a lot more Doctor Strange moments, and I think the second one is just a bit more creative in my opinion when it comes to visuals. Even though the first one, at the time, it was one of the more visually appealing Marvel movies. But yeah, they're both pretty good. Elektra, I haven't seen it. And then Eternals. Eternals was terrible. No relatable or interesting characters besides that Korean guy. And I'm not saying that because I'm also Korean, but he was the only decent character. And I think everyone else is the most bland, boring, and forgettable hero I've seen in a Marvel movie. The pacing is awful, and the ending of this movie is so stupid. It's bad. And like what is it, Kumail Nanjiani, his character just leaves for the final act and then comes back for no reason at all. The writing in this movie is awful. The ending is garbage. Overall, it's the worst Marvel movie. Fantastic Four, the new one back in 2015. I didn't see it. Fantastic Four, the old ones. I'm gonna put them in the bad, but they're more like campy bad. I wouldn't say they're like actually like boring or like really terrible. It's more like they're campy. Ghost Rider, I haven't seen Ghost Rider in a long time. I don't remember what happened, so I'm putting in the never seen. Green Lantern, it's bad. And the Guardians trilogy, you know what? All three. I think all three are great. No, not here. This one. And then Guardians 2. And Guardians 3. They're all great. Emotional, they're genuine, they're full of heart. I genuinely can't say one's better than the other. They all three of them have so many amazing, heartfelt moments, and especially the character development with Peter Quill and Rocket Raccoon. Like those two characters, especially, like two of the best Marvel characters in my opinion. I think what James Gunn did for this group is something really special, and you just can't replicate that. Howard the Duck, haven't seen. The Ang Lee Hulk, haven't seen. Alright, we have Iron Man. I think this is the first one, Iron Man 1. It's great. It's the origin. It's the genesis of the MCU. Great movie. Iron Man 2. This might surprise you. It's decent. Now, I wouldn't say it's as bad as any of these or as mid as any of these. I would say it's on the same level as like a Deadpool or an Ant-Man. Like around here, it's decent. And not the worst MCU movie, but no, not amazing, not great. And then Iron Man 3, I would put it in the pretty good tier. It's a pretty good movie. That's it. Joker. Joker is a good movie. I think it's pretty good. It's heavily carried by Joaquin Phoenix's performance, and also with Todd Phillips directing. Justice League. It looks terrible, but again, I can't comment on it because I have not seen the full movie. And we have Logan. Logan, this one's also tough because I want to put it here, but it's like on the verge of great and god tier. I want to just put it in the great tier. I think I have to watch it again. If there is one movie that is the highest on the great tier, it is Logan. Then we have a Man of Steel. It's bad. It's a bad movie. Morbius, didn't see it. Punisher, haven't seen it. Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi. I think when it came out, I really thought it was great, but the more I think about it, the more I let it sit on my hands, it's pretty good. The action is really good. The performances are really good. I just think the story isn't the strongest. Some of the side characters aren't the best, but overall, it's a pretty good movie. The first Shazam is great. It's a great movie. It's very lighthearted, very comedic, but also very heartfelt and genuine too. I actually liked the first Shazam a lot. And the second one, actually, I never saw the second one because I heard bad things about it, so I just skipped it completely. Across the Spider-Verse, I mean, it's god tier, like no question, god tier. Okay, actually, I've never seen the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think this is the second one. Yeah, this is the second one. This is the first one. I want to be honest with you. The first Amazing Spider-Man is bad. I don't like it. I think it's weak. I think Andrew Garfield is a pretty good Spider-Man. When it comes to the story, when it comes to the action, it's a very weak movie. All right, but let's get down to the meat of this video, the main course of this video, and that's Spider-Man. The first two Tobey Maguire movies are god tier. They are god tier, alongside Across the Spider-Verse and alongside Into the Spider-Verse. These two, god tier. Matter of fact, so far, this one, Into the Spider-Verse, is my favorite on this entire list. I would say it's like the best one so far. Okay, we haven't gotten to that one movie yet, okay? But I think all four of them are god tier. They're amazing movies. Not just amazing superhero movies, but also amazing movies in general. And then we got Spider-Man 3, which I'm gonna put it in the decent tier. It's decent. I mean, is it a little goofy? Yes. Is it? Are there some funny moments? Yeah. But I can't put it up on the same level as like these ones. Actually, can I? Is this better than Iron Man 2 and Deadpool? It is very corny. It is very goofy. Is it up here? Where is it up here? Here. Here. I'll put it here for now. Yeah. And then we have the Tom Holland ones. I think this one's Far From Home. Far From Home is, yeah, I wanna say mid. Yeah, I wanna say mid or decent. It's the most forgettable out of the three, in my opinion. I'll put it right here. I'll put it in the mid. Homecoming. Homecoming is, I would say it's decent. It's decent. But it's like the best, or is it pretty good? No, I'll say it's pretty good. So I think Michael Keaton's performance really adds to the value of this movie. And then we have No Way Home. This is kind of a hot take. No Way Home is also pretty good. It's the strongest out of the Tom Holland movies, but my main issue with these three movies are that it always feels like the next movie is the one we're looking forward to. It's like the movies are good, like they're fine, but it's always like the endings make it seem like, oh, what's gonna happen next. Like you have to see what happens next. It kind of leaves you like blue balled a little bit. So I have to give it the pretty good tier. But I do think the third one, No Way Home, is the strongest. I think this one um, has the best Spider-Man moments. It's the most emotionally just intense. There's actually stakes in this movie compared to these two movies, where it's like the kid friendly Spider-Man movies, and this one you have like the kid finally growing up into Spider-Man, not Spider-Boy, but Spider-Man. But then we have Suicide Squad. Terrible. It's terrible. It's like the worst one I think out of all these four movies. My least favorite so far. All right, what is this? The Richard Donner Superman, the OG. It's been a while, but I want to say it's pretty good. It's the OG. You know, I haven't seen the rest of these though, so I'm putting them in the never seen tier. There's quite a few movies here. The Avengers. Pretty good. Joss Whedon has a style that works sometimes, doesn't work other times. I think here it worked pretty well, and I think he crafted a pretty good Avengers team up movie. Very simple, very comedic, a lot of fun character moments, but overall, I think it's kind of forgettable, but still a really fun time. Pretty good. The Batman, the Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson. This one's great. It's a true detective movie, I think. The most detective you'll see Batman be in a movie so far. I think over time it might go in the God tier, but as of now, I'll put it in the great tier. Dark Knight. Come on. Like no question. No hesitation. It's God tier. It's a perfect movie as well. I know it's like the most obvious answer as a film fan. I don't care. You. It's my favorite live action movie of all time. I can watch this movie over and over again. I've seen it like 10 times, 15 times already, and I can watch it even more for the rest of my life. All right. What is this? Flash? Didn't watch it. Incredible Hulk? Bad. Lego Batman movie was pretty good. The New Mutants? Didn't watch it. The James Gunn Suicide Squad. Now this one's pretty good. Pretty good movie. Not the biggest fan of it, but certainly a huge improvement from this one. Definitely. This is like a 7. This is like a 1. The Wolverine. I actually haven't seen this yet, but I will get there. Thor. The first Thor is it's either bad or mid. I wanna say it's bad. Yeah, I wanna say it's bad. I didn't like the first Thor one. I didn't watch the second one or the fourth one. I'm sorry, okay, I don't care. Okay, you can call me a basic, Marvel superhero fan, but I don't care, okay? Now, I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch these bad movies. I have things to do, like listen to Kanye's album for the 50th time. Thor Ragnarok, however, I would say it's decent. Yeah, it's aight. It's like borderline decent and pretty good. With Teen Titans Go, the movie, I'll put it in decent. Venom. I watched the first Venom. The first one's pretty. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be. I'll put it in the decent tier. Yeah, I'll put it here. It's not too bad. The second one, haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen Wonder Woman 84. The first one. Now, here's my also other steaming hot take. Bad. It's a bad movie. The first Wonder Woman bad movie. I don't care what you gotta say. I don't like it. It's corny, first of all. Story's terrible, second of all. And the acting and the character development, very goofy, very poorly handled. And the action, there's like maybe one decent, like okay action scene. Everything else is this like garbage, like slow mo, like just poorly shot action scenes. The only other positive I can say about this movie is that some of the cinematography is okay, I guess, but overall, it's a bad movie. All right. Speaking of bad movies, we have X-Men Apocalypse, which is a complete downgrade from Days of Future Past, which is actually pretty good. Like, how did you go from this to this? Also, where's First Class? First Class is pretty good too. It's pretty good. And the OG is also OG is decent. I would say it's pretty decent. X-Men Origins haven't seen Last Stand either. But X2, I watched it. It's pretty good. And then Zack Snyder's Justice League, yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, I know, I know. I mean, I'll watch it eventually, but it's like 3 hours long. It's black and white. It's Justice League. It's Zack Snyder. I don't really care. But yeah, this is my tier list for superhero movies. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I will get to a few of them. Definitely the Batmans, definitely Blade, and definitely some of the cornier bad ones like Elektra and Catwoman. But guys, that's my tier list. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and whatever you think, whatever you want to comment down below. Just know that this is my opinion, and it's always right. Peace out.